Good evening, everyone. All right. Shifting Mindset live show. Here we are. Yes, it has been a moment. I know we're so used to saying it's been a minute, but it has been a moment. And we are glad to be back. Uh, wow. I'm just really excited about what the Father is doing and has done. Woo! Let's get some people up in here, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. I tell you, we took the summer off just to take a break, as everyone else did, and it was time that was needed. And, you know, it was that time needed. And I think everybody needed that break to say the summer. So we are back. We are ready. And hey, we are lining them up just like that. Give me a hello as you are coming on. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to work both systems here. Let me see. Hey, Becky. How you doing? Good evening. Work both systems. Oops. Cut that down. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to tag a few people and then we just gonna roll. I was just saying that we had taken the summer off and just to take a time to refresh, to relax, and just do that. Just take the summer off. But now we are back, ready to roll with shifting mindsets, ready to get some more topics up here. We now look, the topics haven't stopped because I tell you, I have a spreadsheet full of topics, and I have some slots open for some special guests. So hey, please hit me up in my inbox. Good evening, Robert. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. We definitely have some spots available, and we are looking to, bring other people in because one thing that I do believe is that everyone has a perspective, everyone has something good to share and to say, by all means, most definitely. This summer, just this whole year has just been very prophetic. Just this entire year has flown by, and the Father has just been moving, moving, moving. I mean, He's always moving, He's always speaking, right? Of course. But it just seems to be that it's at an exponential rate. And I tell you this, we have to keep our eyes open and our line of sight focused because we do not want to miss not one smidgen of what the Father is doing. Because it's happening so quick, it is happening so fast. And, as my apostle says, Apostle Janet, she'll say, on the heels of another. And I tell you, I have seen it do just that, one right after the other. Like, as soon as you put your foot down, here comes the next. I'm like, wow, just like that. And that's kind of where we're at right now in this season, where we're exiting summer, right? You can feel the shift in DC. It's like a good 65 in the morning, and you can crack your windows in the evening and cut your ceiling fan on. It'll be just perfect. It'll get about 80s during the day. It's like, yes, we finally hit that time of year. And I tell you, it's really nice where we can feel the transition. We can feel the shift that is happening. And I just bless God for that. transition that is taking place, for that shift that is happening. Because as we're moving from the summer and into the fall, so we're exiting one season and going into the next, and then we're also coming into the new Hebraic year, which starts on the 26th of this month, and then now we're in the new month. Well, now we're on the tail end of the new month, right? This month has flown by. We're halfway through. Wow. And then we'll be in the last quarter of the year. Just like that. I mean, it felt like it was literally January and we were planning things for the beginning of the year. But I just bless the Father for what he is doing in this time and in this season. Let me introduce myself. For those that don't know, I am Dr. LaShonne. I am the founder of Embrace to Change. At Embrace to Change, we uplift, encourage, and empower you to embrace your change. Blessings, Kalisha. So good to see you, my sister. Powerful woman of God. And I just bless the Lord for being able to have this live show. Good evening, my sister. How you doing? I just bless him for having this live show, Shifting Mindsets, because it is literally just that, right? Being able to shift and change, that change into the new, shifting our mind that we may be able to walk into the newness of what the Father has for us. Wow. Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate that compliment. And I just bless the Father for what he is doing. Thank you for those that are sharing and tagging. I appreciate your assistance with that. And so the topic this evening, OMG. So look, hey, I want you guys to take and chime in. I want you to give me the feedback, give me the hearts, give me some love, and definitely help me work this word this evening. So the topic this evening is moving with the transition. Ah, I know, right? Moving with the transition. Yes. It sounds, easy on paper, right? It sounds like, okay, that's doable. Yeah. But when you are in the midst of the transition, it's like, ooh, wee. Okay, how do I go about doing that? And I tell you, moving with the transition, it has its moments. It has I won't say challenges, but it has those things that will keep us connected to the Father. It has those things that will keep us on the plumb line. It has those things that will definitely anchor us. Oh my goodness. Um, we have to remain focused. We have to remain plugged in so we can hear what he is saying unto us, because we cannot afford to miss during the transition. Because when the transition happens, it's like this is what's going on, just like that. And as you're moving, it's a moving change. It's not a standstill change. It's a change that is happening in motion. Can somebody type that in for me? It is a change that is happening while you are in motion. I know I added some more words, but you can sum it up some kind of way. It's a change that's happening while you are in motion. And I tell you, once you are in motion and that change is taking place, that means that the Father is getting it to us while we are yet moving, while we are yet striving, while we are yet on our way. Think about those that were healed, right? The lepers. And they were healed when? While they were on their way. Yes. So transition is that movement. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you so much. And so what came to my mind was years ago, I know, years ago, when I was in high school, I ran track and I was part of the relay team. And we ran, I had to run, and I was on that second leg and I had the baton. And during practice, I tell you this, when practice time came, we had to take that baton and they gave it to us. And one thing we would do was literally stand, we would just walk and we would pass the stick and we would just say stick. That meant put your hand out. And as you put your hand out, you would reach back, you would grab, and then you would grab it and the next person would go. Good evening, Pastor Sonia. And then you would take and you would push the stick out and then the next person would grab it. So it was happening in motion and we took a lot of time, not running, learning how to pass the baton. We started out just walking on the track, literally just walking. And we would hand the person. So that means I couldn't turn around. I cannot turn around. Woo! You cannot turn around during your moments of transition. You don't have the time nor the opportunity to look back because it will delay you, it will distract you, it could even deter you, it could cause confusion. But we must continue to progress forward and take those signs and those cues from the Father. So as he is taking, right? Yeah, I'm telling you, we would literally do that. We would just spend so much time on the track, just walking. And they pass us, they would just say stick, they pass the baton. That meant I had that. So that was the indicator for me to then put my hand back in a straight, put my hand back straight. And then I would grab the stick and then I would take off running. So I would not lose stride because now I am moving in stride. Oh, I hope y'all are catching this word tonight. I tell you, it is moving with the transition. That's the word for this evening. And so at first it was kind of like, why are we spending so much time with this? Why, oh my goodness, I'm ready to let's get out here on the track and let's just run. But I tell you, it wasn't until we were actually running the race that I appreciated that all the time that we had taken to walk it out, to learn our signals, to learn each other, to know when, oh, that made the difference because the other teams, one of them dropped their baton. Ooh, let me tell you, they dropped their baton. So they lost some time. Yes, they did. And the time that they lost, okay, and see, when you're doing this relay, all it takes is seconds. And the time that was missed, you can't get that back. Now they playing catch up in order to try to make it where we're at. In this season, in this time, the Father is moving, and we're not going to have that time to catch up. Because, the time, if you miss, you just might miss. The Father has granted us grace before for that thing to come back around to us. But who's to say, in this season, that it would then come back around again? My. Wow, I tell you, we have to keep pressing, moving forward. We cannot allow ourselves to get into a place or a state of delay. We cannot allow ourselves to be distracted. When it's time and that baton is going forward and we are moving in the transition and we are going with the flow, we have to keep going. Yes, we may not have all the pieces. We may not have all the parts. It may be unfamiliar territory. It is new ground that we are treading upon. But just know The Father would not put us out there if we could not handle it. The Father would not put us there if it was not destined for us to walk it out. The Father wouldn't put us out there if we didn't have the talent within us in order to make something out of it, right? He's given us the ability and the wisdom to create. So even if we don't know what to do, it doesn't mean he won't give us then the wisdom to create it, to make it new. Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all catching this word this evening. Ooh-wee. I tell you this, when we get into that unfamiliar territory, there's a part of us that wants to just stop and say, nah, I might have should have stayed where I was at. I don't know. Am I really supposed to be doing this? Right? You get all those thoughts and that hesitation and that delay. And it's like, and that doubt comes in, and now the enemy's in your ear, and then you talk to the wrong people, and they telling you all the other negative stuff that you just don't need to hear. Let me tell you this. Get up, get moving, get rolling, get the going. Go, make it happen. I got a call the other day, and I tell you, and we were just talking, and I said, well, you know what? What was stopping you from going? And she was like, oh, you know what? I gotta go. It was like something clicked, just like that. Something clicked, and it was like, oh, nothing is holding me back from advancing. Nothing is keeping me from getting in the car and going to go get what it is that I need to make that happen. Yes. So I tell you this tonight, those that are watching and those that will come back to watch, nothing is holding you back from accomplishing that which the Father has destined for you to accomplish. Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is blocking you. Nothing is in your face. Let me tell you this. It cannot stop you. It cannot keep you bound at all. You get up, get rolling, get your keys, get your bag. I know y'all seen that clip. Get your bag, get your keys, and get the rolling. Make it happen. It is that time. Yes. Matter of fact, it's past that time because so much time has gone by, and the Father has granted us grace in order to do this thing. But come on, how much longer are you going to sit with this thing and just hold it right there? How much longer are you going to sit with this great idea in your mind and not bring it to fruition? How much longer are you going to sit with this thing and talk about it and look at it on paper and flip it from the front and then flip it to the back? How much longer? Not another day. Whew. No, not another day, not another moment, not another second, not another season, not another week, not another month, not another year. Do not allow that time to pass. No, ma'am, no, sir. Do not let it pass. Don't do it, because there are so many people that are waiting for you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. I don't need to call you by name. You. Get up, get rolling, because there's something inside of you that would reach a people and a person and in their places that I won't even step into. I'm here doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's to encourage you to get up and get going. Because you know what? I got my set. I'm supposed to help as well. Yeah. If we're part of the body, right? And we're each doing our piece and our part, then yeah, wow, the body is then in full motion. I tell you this. Oh, my sister. Woo, yeah. I tell you what, but that's this word. I see what you're saying there. But I tell you, this word is hitting me first because the Father has given me some things. And you know what? He's like, look, LaShonne, win. I said, okay, God, I will. I am. I will. He's like, okay, win. All right, well, let me do this and let me take care of that. And then he grants me grace and I do this and I take care of that. And then the summer come and the summer go. Then I do this and I do that. Then now what? Now it's going to be winter. Now it's going to be Thanksgiving. Then it's going to be another reason, another excuse. No more. No more. Not another excuse. Let's just make it happen. Like we make any and every other thing happen. Every other thing happen. Let's just do it. Because it's past the time that the Father desires for us to do this. Moving with the transition. It is uncomfortable, I tell you. Yeah. There are times that transition. Think about it, right? The gears in the car or machine, they moving, right? It's uncomfortable. The gear, a gear to gear, that's why there's the oil. Speak, Holy Ghost. It's the oil that keeps the gears from grinding together. That's what keeps the grind away is the oil. But they are moving because, and it is tough. The transition is hard. I tell you this, the Father had prepared me for a transition that was happening in my own life. He did. He prepared me. He was like, this is getting ready to happen. I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense. I had squared it up in my brain, looked at it, said, oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, God. Right. Had called myself thinking it all out. Like, oh, okay. But I tell you this, when it came the appointed time for the transition to hand off, when it came the appointed time for the transition to kick into gear, that's when I said, ouch. I said, ouch. I said, oh, wait a minute. I said, Father, that did hurt. Whoo. I said, Father, that right there hurt. Yeah, ouch. Woo. Okay, now what you want me to do, Lord? You sure? You sure, Father? I mean, I know you showed me. Thanks for preparing me because I had to stop. I said, Father, thank you for preparing me. I needed that preparation because you know how I am. Don't go trying to, slip up something on me. You know how your daughter is, Father. I need to know some things. I know I don't need to know everything, but a few things I need a half of a clue. He's like, all right, well, here's your half a clue right here. And he did. But I'm going to tell you, when that thing kicked in, oh, my sister needed a whole minute. I needed a whole minute to myself I was like, oh, yeah. That was a total ouch. Like, don't call me. Don't talk to me right now. I just need to sit right here. Yeah. And then I got myself together and I wiped my face and I said, all right. Now, okay. What now, Lord? He said, yeah, that's it. It's done. I was like, okay, it's done. He said, yeah. What I had not known was that it was literally done. Because what he had prepped me for, he had also prepped the other side. And so, even though I got a visual, the other side was prepped. And then when it kicked into gear, it was like, ooh, okay, this is really it. It happened. It's done. Okay. But I tell you, it was the right decision. It was the right choice. It was the right thing. It was the right move. All of that made sense. But the transition hurt. But the Father knew what he was doing. I'm sharing all of that to say some transitions right now, they may hurt. But it's necessary that the transition takes place. Because what the Father has coming down the pike next, you are going to need that space. You are going to need that time. You are going to need that whole area right over here that you cleared out. You didn't understand, why did I have to clear this whole space out right over here? It's all about to make sense in a little bit. But this whole thing right here, you had to clear out. He about to, he about to make it plain. But all this was for a reason. He's getting you ready. He's making room. We've been saying, Father, thank you for the overflow. God, we thank you for the manifestation. God, we thank you for what you do. We just been thanking him. But you know what? We got to make room. We got to make room. Where else do we have to make room? In our mind. My mind had to shift to the transition that was just happening. And as my mind shifted, I said, okay, in my mind, but obviously I hadn't totally accepted until I walked it out. So until you walk out your transition, until you fully walk out your transition, then the change hasn't taken place. Whew. You got to walk it out. Have to walk it all the way out. Yeah. And walking that transition out, yeah, it's necessary. Because the Father, see, it comes in and it's the gutting. It's the moving away. It's coming in and getting down in the, how they say, in the nooks and the crannies, all up back up in there. Yeah. Doing what it's supposed to do. But when it's done, yeah. Because see, in a moment, after the transition is done, now your mind is freed up. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know that by me fully walking in the transition, by fully accepting this transition, that now, it has freed my mind. Yes, it has. Look at God. Now you're at a place. Now we are at a place where we can fully receive what the Father had, the rest of what he has for us. We keep saying, Father, enlarge my territory, and my capacity, and give us more grounds. And granted, he is doing all of that. But I tell you this, it's going to take a different mindset dealing with $1,000 versus $100,000, or should I say $10,000 versus $100,000 versus $1 million. It takes a different mindset. It takes different people around you. Yes, that will change. It will change. Yes, it's purging. Purging. Yeah. It takes that different mindset. And that different mindset is necessary in this season because the Father has so much for us. My apostle has been saying, on the heels of another, right on the heels of another. Just, feel like you put your foot down and here's the next. You put your foot, here's the next. And that's how the Father is moving. And I believe it. I've seen it. I am seeing it. And I'm ecstatic about it. But I also have to shift my mind. Because the people that I used to have in the room when I had the $100 conversations, they may not understand that what's necessary or the sacrifice for the $100,000 room. I'm just saying. Because now we're doing something different. What? The strategy is different. The strategy is different. The people are different. The resources are different. The resources necessary for $100 is different than that of $100,000. Because the $100, you know what? We can go over here to Walmart or somewhere and work that out. When you're dealing with 100,000, now we need to go to one of these bigger warehouse places and work it out. What's that? The Sam's or the Costco, BJ, one of these big places. And then from there on, now what? The next level. We want to be distribution centers, but you got to have the distributor mind. We can't think on, I was going to the cookout over the holiday. And I said, well, how many you want me to bring? And they said, oh, bring a few pack of buns. I said, a few? Well, how many? I don't know. I said, well, I need a number. How many do you want me to bring? I said 50. 50 packs. I said, I'm counting buns. How many buns do you see the difference in the mindset? I was talking about how many buns to bring, and they were thinking I meant how many packs to bring. I'm not worried about how it's packaged because depending on which store I go to, it's packaged differently. So because I'm dealing with a distributor mindset, I'm not thinking of a package because one store will have it packaged by 4, but I may go to a store which packaged by 6 or 8. I'm thinking of totals, not packs. I just want to show you the difference in mindsets. We have to be ready to move in the transition, moving with the transition. Yeah. Yes. It takes a change in the mind. And then once I kept saying it, then he said, oh, I thought you meant bring 50 packs. I said, no, I'm not going to bring 50 packs. I wanted to know how many buns did you want? That will determine which store I go to. Because see, I have access to more than one place because I have membership at more than one place. Do I need to go to Restaurant Depot? Okay. Oh, okay. No, you don't want that many buns. All right. I won't go there then. I can go over here then to get some. See, we have to be ready to move with the transition. We want the big. We want the more. but our mind has to shift. And I tell you this, I have been, I know my talk show is Shifting Mindsets, but I tell you, the Father has literally been opening up to me more and more just what that literally means. Literally. He's been shifting my mind in a lot of things, in a lot of areas. And it has me thinking differently. It has me doing things differently. And we want change to happen. You want to get into the next room. You can't go into the room with the business owner, the executive, the CEO, telling him you don't know how many hot dog rolls you need. You got to be able, I don't know if you've ever watched Shark Tank, you have to be able to pitch your business in about 3 minutes. You got to know your numbers and everything. We have to be ready to move with the transition. Change is upon us. Change is inevitable. Embrace the change, right? Yeah, we're ready. I know, sis, right? You want 6, you want 8, you want 12. I know. You should have seen me. I was like, can y'all just give me a total count so I know what to bring? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's how I felt. But I tell you, as we are shifting and moving, the Father is definitely preparing us. Yeah. But we have to be at that place. Just like I was sharing about, good evening, Selena. Just like I was sharing about that baton, right? And when I used to run track, the relay, I had to be ready to catch that baton while in motion. I couldn't stop and then grab the baton because we would lose the race. We would come in second if I did that. Or someone would drop the baton. And we didn't have time for that. No, you do not want to be on the team and the person that drops the baton. Oh, I hope you caught that word. Don't be the one that drops the baton. Don't do it. We have to be ready to move while in motion. Have you noticed that this year has gone by fast? I mean, quickly. Yeah. Then we gotta be ready, just like that. Yes. To move. What? In motion. Yes. Good evening, sis. Bless you. We have to be. And I tell you, I love what the Father is doing. And I'm going to, go ahead and wrap this up. As we're moving with the transition, and as I was sharing just my own personal testimony, He had given me that snapshot, like letting me know it was coming. And it hurt, but I tell you this, it was for my good. I know the Father has cleared up some things. He has opening the way and making stuff happen. Hey, Missy, good to see you, sis. He's making it happen. And now, guess what else is happening? Some new contacts are coming. New resources are coming. I hope y'all catching this word. I declare this over you as well. Some new resources, contacts, innovative ideas. Yes. Open doors. All of that. And the right people that you need to help you move with the transition. Because what you don't need is somebody that's going to drop the baton. What you don't need is somebody that's going to complain when you practice it. Remember, I was telling you how during practice, we would walk and hand each other the baton. And I was like, why are we spending so much time doing this? I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking it. And I was, why are we spending so much time with this? But I appreciate it later because we didn't drop the baton. You need people around, we need people around us that won't drop the baton, people that won't complain about the extra work necessary in order to reach that place of excellence, because that's what it's about. Working in the spirit of excellence. And as we do that, yes, we will what? We'll have that top shelf, right? We'll get that right investor. Yes. I call forth those investors to come that you need, that we need. All the resources that you need, the financing that you need, come forth now in Jesus' name. Open doors of opportunity. Come. Yes. And the thing about it, we can make this declaration and prophecy over you, but you have to be ready to walk in that room. You have to be ready to show up. You have to be ready. I can't go in there and make your pitch for you. I can't go in there with your paper, and I can't do that. No, you have to be ready to talk about it and make it happen. Yes. The Father is aligning you and getting you ready for that which is already in motion unto you. Do not be afraid to receive what the Father is dropping on you. It may feel like it's too much. You like, Father, what am I supposed to do with all of this? What? He's going to show you. So don't drop it. Don't lay it down. Ask him, Father, what shall I do with all of this? And he will give you exactly what to do, how to divide, where to put it, where to place it, all the strategy necessary. And he will give you those to come in and help you do just that. He's expanding you. He wouldn't expand you here, giving you this much more, without expanding everything else around you. Remember, I was sharing how the Father had showed me about this transition, right? And prepared me up front. But then when the transition happened, it hurt. So he wouldn't clear all that space. So he cleared it for a reason. Whoo! So, but he's not going to allow me to walk it out by myself. That's the key I want you to get. You are not alone. This is not a burden unto you. The Father does not do that. He does things in style. God is a gentleman. The Father is a gentleman. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he will. He's got it already prepared and ready and laid out for you. The delay is you not moving forward. So I implore you today. I implore me today. I implore all of us to get to moving, get to rolling, get to stepping, get up, get moving, make it happen. No more delays. Nope. It's time to make it happen. It's been long enough. Yep. And God knows exactly what he is doing. My goodness. Wow. Woo-wee. Well, I thank the Father. We had the summer off. And as I said, we are back. I had planned to resume the beginning of September, but that did not work out. But hey, we're here now. Thank you for joining. And we will be back again before the month is out. And I'll be sure to put another notice out there. Thank you all for swinging by. I appreciate you. You catching the replay, #replay. And I see you again soon. Again, my name is Dr. LaShonne. Thank you for watching my live show, Shifting Mindsets. I love you, and I catch you next time. God bless.